All right, so more vocabulary. There is a lot of vocabulary and symbols in geometry. The problems aren't actually all that hard, but you have to remember what all the words mean. The first one we're going to look at is complementary. It means that they add to 90 degrees. And so there's a picture, there are two examples. They could be next to each other, which that word was adjacent. So they could be adjacent like these two are. Or they could not be adjacent. One could be over here and one could be over here, but they add up to 90 is the point. So it's two angles that add up to 90. Supplementary means that they add up to 180. And again, they could be next to each other, meaning adjacent, like these ones are, or they could be separated, but they add up to 180. So complementary adds to 90, supplementary adds to 180. Right? Linear pair. Linear means a line. Pair means how many? Two. Linear pair, a line, two angles. Okay? So it's two angles that make a line. It is exactly what it sounds like. And how much or how many degrees is a straight line worth? It is 180. So it's two angles that make a straight line and they add up to 180. So it means they're also supplementary. A linear pair is supplementary because a line is 180. So if you look at the picture, the example right there, this is a line, and then these are your two angles that make the line. They're a linear pair. Again, linear means line, pair means two. Right? Vertical angles are across from each other and congruent. So they can't just be across from each other. You can't go, oh, they're across from each other. They have to also be congruent. So they will make an X. So vertical, actually, that's a good way to say it. I just thought it out right now. It makes an X. So it has to make an X. They'll be across from each other and they'll be congruent, which means equal to each other. So if you look at the picture there, do you see how this makes an X? These two are across from each other and they're both 60. All right, so those are our four special angle pairs that we're going to look at. We're going to flip over and do some actual problems with them. So I know there's a variable in this one. There's x. You guys all got through Algebra 1, so we're going to be just fine. All right, when you look at these two, do you see how it makes an x and they're across from each other? So, and you can flip back because I know I literally just said it to you. What pair are those? What do we call that? They're across from each other? Vertical, good. So those are vertical angles, and that means they're congruent. So to set up the problem, you're just going to set them equal. Congruent just means they're equal. So our problem we're going to set up is 3x plus 10 equals 64. Now here's where I'm going to check and see who remembers their algebra. Can anyone tell me what the first step would be to start solving the equation? Go ahead. Perfect. Do you see how there's a plus 10? To make that go away or undo that, we're going to do minus 10. So that would give you 3x equals 54. Now, when you go to do a quiz or a test or classwork, you're going to have Desmos up. Are you guys familiar with Desmos and how to use it? Okay. For right now, because I like the computers put away while I'm teaching, that's a respect thing, I'm going to just be your calculator. Do you get me? Like, I'm just going to be your calculator. And if it's a number that's too big for me, I'm going to pull up my Desmos right here. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yes, I'm just trying to pull up my Desmos in case I need it, in case the numbers get too big for me. So yes, the next step would be that we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. And again, I would expect you to just type 54 divide by 3 into Desmos. But for right now, I'm going to just be your calculator, and that would give you 18. So x is 18. Now, a lot of times in geometry, you can't just stop when you find x. They want you to plug it back in and find something else. So we want, and when that little m is there, that means measure. So m means measure. So that means it should be a number, an actual like answer. So measure of angle ABC. So I'm going to highlight up here. This is our ABC. Do you see this one? So do you see how this makes a straight line right here? How we've got a line? Pretty blurry in that. How much did we say a straight line was worth? Good, 180. So if that's 180 and this is 64, how could I get the piece that we're missing? Yeah, subtract. It would be 180 minus 64. And I just typed that into Desmos. So I got 116. And we want to put our degree symbol with that because that's the measure of an angle. That went really good. That was awesome. You guys remember your algebra. Let's try another one. So looking at this one, do you see how we have a straight line right here? Yep, so that's worth 180. And so we're going to add these together to get 180. So you're going to take your 105 plus your 2x plus 47 and make it equal 180. So straight line is 180. Okay. Oh, you already know. Oh, never mind. Forget that. All right, now do you see how that looks really long? What we need to do is combine some things together to make it shorter. What can we combine together over here? Yeah, good vocabulary, like terms. So we're going to add together the 105 and the 47. And just so I don't do it wrong in my head. I can do a lot in my head, but when I'm in front of a group is when I always mess stuff up. So adding those together, we get 152. Good, perfect. Now we're going to subtract 152. And that is going to be 28. Again, I would expect you to type it into Desmos. I'm just sort of doing that for you right now for the sake of us not getting out our computers. And then can anybody different tell me what's our last step? Yeah, that, perfect. So we get x is 14. And then we're going to go back and answer the other questions. So we want measure of angle ABD. So I'm going to highlight it. ABD is this one. And so once again, if you notice, here we have a straight line. If this angle is 105, how can I get the highlighted one that we're missing? If this is a straight line, what can I type into my calculator to get this one? 180, good, minus 105, which is 75. And we're going to put the degree symbol with that one because we found an actual angle. All right, we're going to try one more. So do you see the little square here on this one? Perfect, 90. That means you're going to take these two and add them together to equal 90. So you've got your 5x plus 1 plus 3x minus 7 equals 90. And what are those called? Flip back to the other side if you don't remember. If they add to 90, what does that mean? Complementary. Perfect. Perfect. It looks too long, so we want to squish it together. 5x is going to add with, good, and that would be perfect. And then now we're going to end up with a negative number here. We've got plus 1 minus 7, which would be negative 6. And then your equals 90. Add 6, perfect. So 8x equals 96. Well, it was 90, and we added that. It's going to start out as 90. It's going to change once you start solving the problem. So as long as it starts out with the 90, it's going to end up changing as you do the problem. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, good. Bless you. We're going to divide by 8. And again, I would expect you to, type 96 divided by 8 in your calculator, but just going to do that part for you. We get x is 12. And then I'm going to go and highlight, oh yeah, okay. Sorry, my brain did something silly. We want to find ABC, which is that one. Now we're going to have to actually use the 12 that we found and plug it in for the x there to get what this angle is worth. So if I take 12 and plug it back in, we're going to have 5 times 12 plus 1. Do you see how I just put the 12 where the x was? Just plugging it back in. And again, I would expect you to just type this into Desmos, but I'm going to go ahead and just be your calculator for right now. It's 61, and what else should I put with that? Yeah, degrees. Perfect. Love it.